Welcome back to the Broken Strength podcast. I think this is episode 17. Don't count my word on that. I'm pretty sure though. But I want to talk today about how to rethink exercise and have more fun with it. Because I feel like a lot of the time we back out of doing it, or we don't think that it's going to be doable with like our current lifestyles or whatever's going on, that we just keep pushing it aside. So I want to talk about how to rethink it so it's something that's more fun but also more doable within all lifestyles. So exercise for the most part is like vastly misunderstood, and in just straight facts, like it's downright overwhelming to understand and undertake. And it's also like a majority or a major reason why so many people choose to just bypass physical activity altogether just in their daily lives. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of different facts and ways to do things to the point where it becomes way too overwhelming to actually start. So if you're in that place in your life, but you're like, I really want to do it, but you just keep pushing it off, keep listening, because I'm going to go through a few different tips on how to change your mindset to make you realize that it's actually not as hard or overwhelming as it's made out to be. So when it comes to like exercise in general, the approach we're going to go through makes it easy to see how we can change and optimize like our health and our body image and our life satisfaction. So the first thing that I just want to talk about and touch base on for out of like all the little tips that I'm going to go through is tip number 1 is exercise is movement, not minutes. And I want you guys to really remember everything that I talk about during this, because when you see exercise online or through like a conventional like lens from an expert, you'll see so much about like 30 minutes a day, 5 times per week. And when we look at that and we haven't done it before, or we have a really busy lifestyle, it just seems to those people like an extra task on that never ending to-do list. And then it becomes something you don't do. And exercise is not a chore. So that's something that's also really important to remember. And even though sometimes it is a little bit of a task to get to the gym and do our workouts, or just to get up and do something, when we do it, we always feel better after. But exercise is not a chore. That's just like a really big key component here. So like, you don't need to go to the gym and have 45 minutes of grueling minutes on the elliptical to finally feel like that you've actually like done what you need to do. I want you to like completely erase the fact that it has to be a certain duration or certain minutes, and just simply think about it in a way that it's just moving your body. When you're obviously in different scenarios, like for me in prep, like I have a whole different like strict guidelines of what I'm doing. But for any other human that's just trying to improve their lifestyle, exercise is not a chore. You don't want to think about it like, oh, I have to do 45 minutes of cardio, or I have to do this entire 2-hour workout, or whatever it is. You want to just think about it as, I'm going to get to move my body today. And it doesn't have to be the gym. This could be literally like a 10-minute walk during a break at work, maybe a few light poses for yoga at home, dynamic stretches before you go to bed or in the morning, anything like HIIT-wise, just like a session, something that just helps get like your blood flowing, provides like a nice boost of energy. And obviously like conventional exercise like running, biking, weightlifting, all that good stuff, it works just as well. Like obviously there's so many of us that just do that, and that's what our lives kind of like revolve around. But if none of these exercises feel or seem like a good fit for you, whether that's physically or mentally, just seek to maximize movement throughout the day. And so it doesn't have to be crazy long hours and crazy intense activities. you could literally just get up and go for a walk. Start your morning with a walk. Finish your day with a walk. I've started adding that in. I have a step goal as well because it's in prep too, but I have a step goal every day, and I never really took advantage of how peaceful and relaxing and like unwinding it is just to go for a walk. And it's forced me, not in a bad way, but it's forced me to do that every single day. And not only does my dog get exercise by doing that, but I also get a whole like 30 to 45 minutes, depending on like how many steps I really need to get in that day, to myself. I put my headphones in and I walk around my neighborhood. I'm just having the time of my life. But it doesn't have to be something that's crazy intense to get that exercise in. Think about it as just moving your body daily. And then the second thing I want to go through is exercise does not require blood, sweat, and tears. Obviously, there are so many different ways to exercise. There's so many different movements, activities, whatever it is. But we all see, even me, like I get the ads that pop up on Instagram and it's like all these new workout routines guaranteed to blast fat and make us ripped, like in fast, short term periods. And obviously, like programs like that can certainly work depending on like your health goals. So like for me, it's like, yeah, like I'm in a 12-week prep. So obviously like I'm gonna hit these insane goals in a shorter period of time. But like for like my group, I'm not gonna be like, oh, like you're gonna lose this much weight this quickly and be like the be all end all of my programs. Obviously, like I've set out programs where it's like, do you want to lose like say 5 to 10 pounds over the next like 90 days? It's going to be different for every single person, and specifically because everybody's bodies react differently. But it's more of like a incentive for people to take that next step. So like, you know what, this would be a good option or opportunity for me to actually like get into my journey. But it's going to be a different result for every single person that does it. But I'm not going to be like, oh, like join my group and you're always going to lose 10 pounds in the first 30 days. Like some people do, some people don't. It's everybody's different. So you're going to see all these different programs out there. But my thing with my group is long-term lasting results. And if you see, like today is August 15th. So if you see this or you're listening to this the day I posted, just go back to my Instagram and look at the transformation post that I posted on the 15th, so the Tuesday. And she's been with me like slightly on and off for the past year. Like she joined last August, took a little bit of a break. She's had so much going on in her life. And there's been so many things outside of her time in the crew, but also in that have happened that could have been seen as like a setback in her journey. But she has taken it and just gone day by day with it. And this isn't like a, oh my gosh, she lost 50 pounds in the past year. She's down 4.8 pounds, but you can see the body changes in her body composition, which are incredible. And I'm so proud of her because there's so many things that could have made her give up or go back to like the square one type of mindset. But she's kept pushing through, and everything over the past year that has kind of taken a toll has created something that's going to be a lifelong, lasting program for her, and not just being in the crew, but it's something that she'll be able to do on her own moving forward as well. And that's why, like, when you see all these programs, like, yeah, they're great and they're super intriguing, but they can also take a hinder on what you think you need to be doing. So, like I said, they can definitely work depending on what your health goals are, but oftentimes, like, those types of programs, they do result in, like, injuries or bad eating habits or bad body images. Like, there's so many things that can come from it. But in terms of exercising for health rather than purely just like weight loss, those things aren't necessary. You don't need to have these crazy programs or to do all this crazy stuff within like 30 days just to be healthy. And a lot of the time, those types of things aren't going to make you healthy. They're probably going to do worse than they will do good. And the bottom line is that you want to seek to discover ways to be active that you enjoy and will keep practicing regularly. Because consistency is far superior to a short period of intense dedication followed by, say, like another 3-month date with the couch and potato chips. Like, yes, you can get your goals so freaking quickly, but are they gonna last? Are you willing to do that for the rest of your life? Probably not. And that's why I have my group based in a sense of lifestyle coaching and doing it for the long run. Because, yeah, you might not see like these insane 50-pound transformations within like 3 months that some people post, but my girls are going to have it so they can do this for the rest of their life. They're not giving up the favorite things in life, not giving up their friends' times, their girls' nights out, their favorite foods, whatever it is. They're doing what they need to do to benefit their health and their body, but in a maintainable and sustainable way. And so when you do these crazy different fad diets and weight loss programs that guarantee all these insane results, it's going to be more so a short period of short period of intense dedication that you're going to give to it, and then usually we go back to where we started. And I want you guys to remember that because of the fact that we see so much on social media and online in general that people are sweating like crazy and just like dying during their workouts, and that's what we feel like when we see all that all the time. We just feel like, oh, we have to do that. So when you go to the gym and maybe you didn't sweat really, or you didn't grunt or look like you're gonna poop yourself in the middle of an exercise, that you feel like you just didn't do enough. And that's not the case. Everybody's gonna be different. Everybody has different goals, and that's the thing. So we all train at our own levels. I can go into a workout, I'll do a leg workout, and I'll be like drenched, dying at the end. But then I'll also go do an upper body workout that was just as challenging on my muscles, but I don't sweat and I don't even look like I worked out after. But the thing is, like, everybody's bodies react differently, everybody's bodies do different things, and you don't want to compare yourself to somebody else, because if I were to look at my upper body days to like maybe somebody else's upper body days, I could be really down on myself because it's like, I don't look like that. I don't look like I'm sweating like crazy, or I worked out for hours and hours, but it's like I go in, I do like a 40, maybe 45-minute upper body day. I have insane muscle pumps, my muscles are tired, but I didn't break a sweat. Blood, sweat, and tears are not needed to achieve your goals and to feel accomplished. So those are two huge ones to remember. And then the third one is exercise can be short and sweet. So tying into that, our bodies can only endure so much like exercise before showing signs of like fatigue and breakdown. So like running longer, lifting heavier, biking further, they may provide like great personal satisfactions, but they also require a major dedication of like free time and a certain level of fitness to complete. So you want to utilize like the short and sweet mantra, mantra. Why did that sound wrong? To open up like numerous time slots in your day for like little movement. And so this could be, like I said before, like doing a short 10-minute walk on a break at work, or literally as simple as just a few standing squats or lunges, or even any other body weight exercises for like core strength. And you could do like a short sprint up and down the block a couple times. And by the end of the day, implementing a few of those little practices versus simply just sitting on your butt will do wonders in ways that you feel and know like 30 minutes, 5 days a week is required in those times. You just do what you do to make yourself feel your best. You could do like 3 different sessions within a day of 10 minutes at a time. You get 30 minutes, but like you don't need to sit there and be like, I have to work out for 30 minutes. There's days where I've gone to the gym and I've done like a 20-minute workout and be like, I have to go because I have a time crunch. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, that was pointless. Because you're never going to regret a workout that you do. The only ones that you're going to regret are the ones that you don't do. But it doesn't have to be an actual in-gym workout. You could literally just go and do some movement at home, outside. If you're going to the park with your kids, do a couple pull-ups or play on the swing sets and the monkey bars. That's moving your body. It doesn't have to be intense and overwhelming. But exercise can be short and sweet. So we're going to really think about this throughout this entire podcast, to remember to cut out the whole mindset of you have to do a certain time frame, because you don't. And then the fourth thing I want to talk about is how exercise can help you tune into your body. And so when you tune in and work with your body rather than against it and listen to when it wants to be pushed, but also when it needs rest, you can develop a greater sense of connection within your body through exercise and simple movement. So this is also another one that ties into why we don't want to have a time frame, because some days that you might need to take a rest. My group, like all my girls, they have a variety of different program durations, so everything's fully customized to them, and it could be anywhere from like 3 days a week to 6 days a week. But when it comes to rest days, I don't program those in. So yeah, you might have like a 5-day-a-week program, but you could do that in any order within the 7 days in the week that you want. So like if you want the weekends off, you could work out Monday to Friday. Or if you want to work, like if you have a really busy work day or a long work day, like on Wednesday or Thursday, you could take that day off and then work out the rest of the days or whatever it is. In my group, the girls have that option to pick and choose when the rest days are. And the reason I do that is because when you can be more in tune with your body, knowing when it needs rest and when you want to go harder in the gym or whatever it is, it allows you to be okay with taking those rests and taking time for yourself. Because a lot of the time when we start a fitness journey or a health journey in any sort of way, we all go all or nothing. And the reason we do that is because we feel like we can't slip up if we want to get those results. But sometimes we really do have to take a step back to understand like what our body needs, what it's wanting in that moment. And yeah, there's going to be days where it's like you don't want to go to the gym, but you're going to push yourself to go to the gym. But there's also going to be days where you're just like, I can't even walk. Like it literally looks like there's a stick up my butt. And you're going to be like, I need to take a rest day today. Or you're going to have a really mentally tough day and you're like, I mentally just need to go to like sleep, or I need to have a bath. And it's okay to take those days. But you really, really want to get tuned in with your body so you understand when those things are needed and when is going to be the best to do certain activities or take certain rest days and things like that. You want to be in tune with your body to understand what it actually needs. And then the fifth and final thing I want to kind of go through today is exercise. It should be rewarding. So I want you to remember, like, exercise is a rewarding thing we do for our bodies. So exercise is not just reserved for like athletes, because I feel like a lot of time you see a lot of insane like workouts and movements, and a lot of time it ties into like athletic people. And it's also not a punishment nor a grueling task waiting to be conquered each day. We are all meant to move. Like our bodies are literally made to move. I'm moving while I'm talking right now. Like, and the more frequently we do so, like the better off we are in terms of like our health, our mental clarity, and overall like vitality just in general. Like there's so many benefits for just moving our body over like glutes, abs, and all that type of stuff. But it should always be rewarding to do, because I actually made a reel a while back and I was talking about how the reason that people hate the gym is because they're using it as a punishment for what they ate rather than as a reward for what their body can and gets to do. We tend to start to hate something because we use it as a punishment. Think about it like when you're a kid, if you got grounded, you hated it because you were being punished. I'm going to use myself for an example. So I don't even know if I've ever been grounded, to be honest. Anywho, I always loved spending time in my room. I would literally come home from school, I'd come home from work, and I would go right to my room. I just liked being alone. And so if I was ever to be told to go to my room, though, I would hate to do it. Or, using this for an example, because I feel like a lot of people would probably relate to this, is when something is used as like a punishment or negatively, we don't want to do it, but if we do it ourselves, we tend to want to do it. So it's like when you're a kid and you're like going to clean the dishes because you see your parents' kitchen that you like, your house I guess too. But like you see the kitchen, you're like, no, I'm gonna go clean the dishes. And then you're walking around the corner and your mom's like, hey, can you clean the dishes? And you're just like, I was going to do that voluntarily, but now that you just said that, I don't want to do it anymore. So when we have exercise in our minds as like a punishment for something that we did or ate, we're not going to want to do it. So exercise should be rewarding. It should be a fun thing that we do for our bodies that makes us feel good about ourselves. But these 5 tips leave little room for excuses, because even those with little time to like engage in conventional exercise, it just demonstrates that we can reap like the wonderful benefits that exercise has to offer without needing to do everything that everybody else is doing. So I want you guys to remember those 5 things throughout this and take them and apply them to your life. But also remember that this is the only body that you'll ever have. So learning to find ways to move that you enjoy is crucial in helping it do its very best. So even though you might not love it right now, it might not be something that's in your life right now, doing it for you, not for anybody else, not for any certain look, just do it for you. It's going to become something that you not necessarily can't live without, but it's going to be something that you just like look forward to. And it'll be something that becomes just part of a daily habit and a daily routine. And it's going to give you so many more benefits than you can even imagine right now. But when you are getting started, it doesn't have to be crazy. Even when you're years into the journey, it doesn't have to be crazy. Everybody's journey is going to be different depending on what their goals are, what they're wanting to achieve. But I want you guys to rethink exercise and just have more fun with it, because it can be so fun. I love going to the gym. I love the gym not only because I love challenging my body or to see like what it can do, but also because like I know every time I go to the gym, I'm gonna leave in a happier headspace, because it's a very big mental like clarity moment during my day. So the gym has a lot to offer. Exercise in general has a lot to offer, and so do healthy lifestyles. But it doesn't have to be boring, overwhelming, and hours of like vigorous activities. Make it work within your life. Find activities that you enjoy, and it'll all unfold and become part of your lifestyle. But I want you guys to have fun with it, because it doesn't have to be something that you hate. It shouldn't be something that you hate. It should be fun, and it should be at your ideal type of routine. So like I said, not thinking about the minutes, and doesn't have to require like blood, sweat, and tears. It can be short and sweet, and tuning in with your body to know like what it needs and when it needs it, and then understanding how it can be rewarding. So I hope that helps you guys. If you're overwhelmed, trying to get into the fitness journey and don't know where to start or what to do, and feel like you have to do everything in the world right off the bat, you don't. You just gotta take it day by day and step by step and just move your body. But if you guys have any questions, like I always say, feel free to message me on Instagram, DM me, whatever works best for you, and I will always get back to you guys as soon as I can. But that's the end of this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Broken Strength podcast, and I will see you guys bright and early next Wednesday morning, because we are changing the podcast for Wednesday uploads moving forward.